Alright guys, I'm going live here. NorMacNoTrading.com. Good to have you guys on, good to have you guys in. As always, yeah. So let's go ahead and get started here, guys. Let me make sure everything's good to go here. Alright, there's that. I mean, yeah, it's a green day. It's a green day. I mean, it's unrealized red, but I think, you know, I'm in a very, very good trade to go green on, and I am green currently if I were to lock everything up, but I see more potential in this, and I'll explain that going forward here in a second. Technically, today's a red day, but it really isn't. I'll explain that. I mean, it's realized red, like I always say, but I feel good about. You know, I could have locked it up and been green today, but I see more potential going into tomorrow. That's why I'm holding it. So generally, yes, I am red, but overall, I could have locked up today well in the green. But I don't want to give away where my positioning is on this trade because I don't want to give away my average because I do feel like there's a lot more potential on this one. And yeah, that's basically it. So I don't feel bad about today. Today I stuck to my plan, base hit mentality, strategies kept to 21.6. There it is. And that's good to see. But the reality is, guys, I mean, every day is a new day. And, you know, as I always say in trading, you never, ever, ever know 100%. But I feel good about this trade, and I want to go ahead and post this in chat here. So I am live going over today's trading day. Up, or sorry, down 21.6K. But today feels like a bright green day. I realized I am up. Solid. Alright. So there's that. Go there. And I'm going to go to small caps. Go there. And I'm going to go options as well. Options alerts. Did we do the 1K to 1 minute? There we go, right there. Alright, so there's that, ready to go. Let me post on social media as always, and then I got to do kind of a quick stream today because I got a lot of things going on today. Again, hope you guys had a great trading day. Hope you guys like and subscribe to the channel with the icon alert for making new videos. I'd really appreciate that, guys. It means the world to me here at NorMacNoTrading.com. It helps the community out a ton, which definitely we appreciate. GLSI. What was the runners today? BCDA. What was another runner today? ARVN was another one. What else? Ruby was another. And lastly, let's do VERU. Okay. Alright, cool. There's that, guys. Oops, I screwed that post up. That's my bad. Of course, I screwed that up. Typical me doing that. Screwed that post up. 1 second, guys. Sorry about this. Give me 1 second here. Let me go. I am live, and then post my picture here. Okay. Let's go with VERU, GLSI. Let's go with BCDA. Let's go with Ruby. Let's go with, what was the other one? There was one other one. We can do ANPC, I guess. I swear there was another one. Anyways, okay, there's that. Post this here. Where's a picture here? Alright, guys. Let's see here. See if I can delete this. Cool. Okay, guys, we're setting up everything here. Now let's go live on TikTok. Cool, we're live now on TikTok. Alright guys, so yeah, let's kind of go over today's trading day. Hopefully you guys had a great trading day out there. I hope that you guys all traded well. Hopefully you guys all traded smart out there. I know that it was kind of a slower day out there. Not gonna lie, I mean, I wish that I could say everything was firing and everything was rampant and ripping. Sure, I mean, it was what I call kind of a pumpy day. You know, there was a lot of pop and drops, and in my opinion, it was all caused by GLSI. But there was things out there, you know, that were moving around like BCDA and RUBY and EVLO and ANPC, but nothing that really had any kind of staying power, really. We can kind of look over some of those trades if you kind of see what's going on here with a lot of these stocks. You know, you look at Ruby, you know, you had that run from 860 all the way up to, you know, $13, which is great. You know, a ton of volume there, but then it just fell straight back down to where it started. Same kind of concept with, what was the other runner? BCDA, right? BCDA, same thing, right? You have this rip and ramp all day, and this one actually lasted all day. But and that actually ran over 100%. But in my opinion, these were all caused by GLSI, the main runner, the main ripper, the main ramper that caused all this chase in the markets. And as I always say, you know, if you're going to look at all these rippers and rampers like that, I mean, SLS had a nice close there, and SLS is a bounce watch. But again, you know, I'm not a huge fan of things selling off that much and catching a bounce. I mean, it had a huge rip that one day, but then, you know, after that it hasn't done a whole lot. You know, basically no volume. And that, in my opinion, again, was caused by GLSI. You're going to see a ton of different runners and rampers. You know, let's look at SNO. Okay, let's look at GLSI. Then let's look at GOVX, right? GOVX was the first ripper and ramper. Then we had HJLI, right? Then we had SNOA, right? I think SLS was before all that, though. SLS was the main runner, actually, that actually worked out. Went from 4 to 19. Then you can look at RUBY, right? Right here. You know, you can look at BCDA. You can see that. I mean, so I could go on and on, but basically what we're seeing here, to me, is follow through all these chase buyers out there throughout the world that are chasing these stocks because of what happened with GLSI. Now, GLSI, if you guys don't remember, it ran, so it ran from like, I think it was like $5 all the way up to $158. And, you know, this is my top watch going into tomorrow because I really feel like this one can really rip and ramp. I really feel like this one can you know, this is what I call one of my setups that I'd like to trade. This is what something that I cover on the course as well. You know, it's what I call and this makes no sense, but it's a day 3 parabolic red candle chase candle, right? Now, what does that mean? Okay, it means when there's a huge parabolic, anything that's over 1,000% runner, if you can get 3 red days, you usually get the strongest follow through either that day or the next day. Almost always, right? And I could go back and show you example after example after example, but I'm just going to show you the stock that we have here and what's going on with it because it truly is something that can pan out. Now, is it always going to pan out? Is it always guaranteed? No, there's never any guarantee in the stock market, guys. There's never one guarantee or any guarantees ever. It's 100%, you know, all I'm trying to do is put the risk reward on my side. Okay? But there is never 100% certainty in any one stock ever, guys. Ever. No matter what anyone tells you. And if Warren Buffett is the best trader in the world, which I'm sure a lot of you guys think that, and I do as well, you know, I always go back to him being like, okay, well, guess what? You know, he has a diversified portfolio. He has a portfolio that's full of diversification. Now, why wouldn't he just go all in on one stock and make all his money? Well, some of it has to do with size, but another thing is, you know, he can't go all in on any one stock because the truth of the matter is you never, ever truly, no matter how many people tell you 100% certainty, it doesn't matter because anything can happen. You know, 9/11 could happen. All of a sudden, the bank crash could happen. If you could predict all those things, then you just be the greatest trader in the world, but you can't. You can't predict any of that. Because when you're trading, guys, things happen left and right and left and right and left and right. And you just have to do your best to prepare yourself for what's coming forward. And that's what I try and do every single day. That's what I was doing with the base hit mentality, is I was taking those trades with a base hit mentality and saying, hey, I can do this. I can take every kind of base hit, 30, 40, 50, $60,000 days, and just keep growing on them over and over and over and over again. And I can be successful with that. Now, that's the truth. I can, and I was doing that. Now, I got the home run mentality, hit that $206,000 day. And then I crashed and burned over the past couple of days, because the reality is, that got in my head, got in my way, and I was taking too much size, and size is everything in trading. And then voila, I'm down now. About that one day, gave it all back and then some a little bit, because I didn't take care of the base hit mentality. But you guys can see here, right? We have this big $5 to 158 type move here. And then it comes all the way under $40. Now, under $40 was basically my target today, guys. Under $40 was an area that I was looking at saying, hey, if we get under $40, I'm really, really interested on this stock. That was a key mark in my head, right? Maybe someone else says something different, right? Maybe someone else has a different entry point, right? Maybe someone else has a different idea of where they would take entries. But for me, it was the under $40 range on day 3 being red that I was looking for intently. And that's exactly what I got. I got day 3 red day right there. And I got underneath $40. And I got, basically showing that today that, it has some turnaround capabilities in it. Let's see here. Yesterday we had this nice ramp, right? And I was basically looking for this to get underneath this, just to get one more kind of flash down to get the rest of the stops out. And then tomorrow I'm looking for kind of a rip and ramp, hopefully a $60, $70 range, maybe even higher. We'll see. But I've seen this time and time again. I mean, look at the volume we had here on day 2, right? We had this huge rip and ramp, and then that volume was pretty solid, right? On day 1, this traded 1.3 billion. On this day, I think it traded like 300 or 400 million. I'm not really positive on that at all, though. And then, seeing this was day, so this was day 2 of being red, right? And then we had all the shorts cover into the close, just in case anything happened over the weekend. We got one more gap down, and then we got a break underneath this mark here at $42 a share. And that's exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for one more kind of stop out the rest right in there, and then kind of just ramp and rip the rest of the day. And that's kind of what we got. We got a nice strong fall through on that one. But really, that's all I traded today, guys. I mean, I traded, EVLO a little, but that's the only reason why I'm covering this stock, because that's really all I traded. You guys can see fully verified, fully timestamped here. Buys, sells. It's the symbol that I traded, the amount of shares that I traded, the average price of fills, and the amount of shares that I got long and sold out on. And yeah, that's all the trades that I took today, guys. So nothing too crazy. This tells you my confidence in this one. But again, I don't really know what's going to happen. I'm just doing the best I can with the practice that I've had over the years to try and get myself in the best position possible. The reality is, the liquidity here, it might not look insane, but the thing is, it's still $40, $50 stock. So let's see, how many shares did it trade today? Okay, it traded 1.8 million shares. So what is 1.8 million? All right, 1.8 million times 42. So the reality is, guys, it still traded $76 million today. Okay, yeah, you heard that right, $76 million today. Okay. That's a lot of money. Now, hopefully tomorrow we get, $200, $300, $400, $500 million a trade. The shorts get trapped. We see 60, 70, maybe 80, 90. I don't know what can happen. But this is so textbook, especially because it closed green. It's called what I call a parabolic runner on day 3. And I don't even know why I'm giving this away, but again, I'm doing this for you guys. I've made my money in trading, and at this point, the community at normacnotrading.com means a lot more to me than anything else, really. I mean, I am in it, so it's not like I'm not in it. So if it does pan out, that'll be great. And it's very rare that I'll say what I'm in. You guys can see. But the thing is, this is so liquid. I know it doesn't look like it is, but when you're talking about $76 million in a day, the day prior it traded, $150 million. The day prior it traded almost $500 million, and this day it traded, you know, 1.3, 1.4 billion dollars at least, I believe, that day. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm trying to help you guys as much as I can, see what I see, and help, you know, your guys' careers as best as I can, you know, here at NormackNoTrading.com, and that's really my goal going forward. So those of you 78 watching, 24 on TikTok, and 14 on Instagram, I hope that you guys are listening and watching and getting an understanding of kind of the way I look at things, because, you know, the reality is this could have an offering and it could get under $40, and maybe we get one more follow through. I truly think if we get under this mark right here, we get one more under that mark, and there's no way we go any lower, in my opinion. I'm 98.2 on that one in my head. But again, nothing is ever 100%. Nothing even kind of is 100%, guys. Don't ever let any guru, furu, any one person ever say, this is a long, and I am 100% certain in this one stock, because, you know, they can have an offering. The company could all of a sudden do this, do that. You know, the reality is, guys, there is nothing 100%, but I'm giving you guys a walkthrough of the trade that I see happening, and it's my main focus because these setups are very rare. They're very few and far between, but the percentage to the upside is usually can be up to 100+%, and on top of that, it usually bounces, I would say, you know, in my head, maybe I'm like, you know, 90-10, 95-5. I mean, it always generally happens because there's so many people who traded it in the past. They remember the name, or the short's covering, or they get stopped out, or, you know, one day it's SSR, or, you know what I mean? So there's so many things that can go through with this, and people will remember this name. They remember what happened, and, you know, they go back and they're like, oh yeah, GLSI. You know, there's so many different reasonings that can happen just because it traded so much volume and it ran so high. But yeah, so, you know, there is that, guys. You know, red day, closed green on the candlestick. Now it's still down 60% on the day, so there is that. But closed green on the candle, and you know, I'm my position is 39.89, 7,365 shares, and then in my inherited IRA, I have another position in this one. But we'll see. I mean, again, I don't know what's going to happen with this. I'm just doing the best that I can with the knowledge that I have and things like that. So, yeah, I don't see an S3 filed either, Glenn. I don't really. And the news that they have on top of all this, with the breast cancer news, is pretty incredible. So really, there is a lot of potential. But again, I don't want to sound like a salesman. I put my money where my mouth is. I wasn't really planning on holding it overnight, but the way it closed, you know, that's just what I see. So that's really all I have today. That's the only reason why I'm covering it is because that's really all I traded today. I mean, I traded EVLO, but took a small loss. I took a small loss like up in here, and that was about it, guys. So, but anyways, guys. If you guys could subscribe to the channel. Those of you guys on TikTok, join me on YouTube, KXIN the Man, YouTube, KXIN the Man. Those of you guys on TikTok, join me on YouTube, KXIN the Man, YouTube, KXIN the Man. Again, those of you guys on TikTok, and you join me on YouTube, KXIN the Man, YouTube, KXIN the Man. I really appreciate that, guys. I'm live on YouTube every single day around this time. If you guys could subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate that, guys. And yeah, Sorbin, maybe it is. Sorbin 87, holding GLSI is a bad idea. Maybe it is, you know. But at the end of the day, you're never truly going to know until you're in a stock. And when you never have any risk on one stock, you're never going to make any money. If you don't ever buy a stock and you think that it's not going to go up or down, then, you know, the more volatile, the better. At the end of the day, the more volatile, the more money to be made. And that's what we look for. And so, yeah, guys. So, could be completely wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong, Sorbin, because guess what? You might be right. Maybe it is too risky. Yeah, so I generally get up, guys, at about 5:30, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard, but if it's really hot in the markets, I'll get up at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard. So those of you guys could subscribe, NormackNoTrading.com. We really appreciate the support here at our community. We come on here every day for free for you guys, and I'm hoping that you guys could support the community by just clicking that subscribe button. Easy, just click that subscribe button, subscribe. We would really appreciate that. Click the free chat room in the description below. I would also really appreciate that, guys. Just check out the channel. Nothing to lose. It's 100% free. Subscribe. If you're interested in the brokerage value of 2 free stocks, $1,400, check that out. Scanner software I use is also in the description below as well.
And that's really all I have. Check all those links out. It's up to you to decide, and I really do appreciate every single one of you guys for supporting the community here at NorMagnolia Trading.com. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Cheers, team, and go Hawks.